Colby, what's it been like kind of balancing your time between pitching and infield work this preseason?
It's been pretty fun. I mean, I've been trying to get more bullpens in, so it's kind of why I've been moving over to first. So it's just kind of trying to find that balance of throwing and trying to get to the weekends for scrimmages. So just trying to balance my arm care.
How are you liking first so far? I think you might have worked out there some last year. Most of the part you were infield, or the rest of the infield.
Yeah, I like it. I've played it a few times growing up, so it's not that new. But just trying to get as comfortable as possible over there and just staying comfortable.
How challenging is it to be a two-way player?
It's pretty hard just balancing, but I mean I just go out there and try and throw strikes most of the time when I'm on the mound. So it's pretty hard.
What advice have you gotten from the coaching staff on being that? Because obviously they coached Alec Burleson, he did that here. They coached Zach Agnos, he did that here. So you're not the first two-way East Carolina player in the last decade.
Just taking care of my arm, knowing my arm, and not pushing, or if I don't need to throw across the infield, don't throw across the infield. So really just taking care of the arm and not pushing it to where I can't throw.
I've got to ask you a Pinecrest question as someone who went to Pinecrest, but just how early did you know kind of Coach Hewitt being a ECU guy and some other guys before that have come before you here? Just what does that mean to you, and how early did you know that this was the place?
Well, I always watched Seth growing up, so I always watched ECU going through high school. So it was I kind of knew once I got the first call from ECU that I wanted to go there. So it's always been a pretty big deal.
What are you most excited about for this season?
Just watching the freshmen develop. I mean, it's not. We might have freshmen starting in different spots, but they're not really freshmen anymore since they've been through this the fall. So I mean, it's really not 31 new guys anymore.
When you say that, Colby, you sound like an older guy. Like, do you feel like you've grown up a lot in a short amount of time here at ECU?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was over there at third with Dixon all last fall and spring, so he kind of helped me get through it, helped me show me the ropes, and just kind of teach me how to play third base pretty much.
You kind of had a knack last year for fouling off a lot of pitches, putting up tough at bats. Is that something you always had, or did it kind of come?
Yeah, I mean, fouling off pitches before 2 strikes, it was just kind of timing thing. So, but I mean, I've always just tried to have tough at bats no matter what, and not let being off time and earlier counts dictate the rest of my at bat.
I know you've been back and forth, but what has it kind of been like on the infield, just having so many new guys and everyone kind of trying to figure out where they're going to play?
It's been pretty cool. Everybody's willing to move around and do whatever it takes to win for us. So whether that be playing first, third, Dixon, moving wherever. I mean, it's just watching guys do whatever it takes.
Which young guys have impressed you, thus far on this team?
Definitely Braxton. His work ethic. He pushes me in the weight room, so he's really fun to watch, and I would say he's a perfectionist. So, and I'm always over there with Austin Irby. He's always asking questions and trying to get better at first base. So, watching them two play, it's pretty cool to watch.
Who's the toughest pitcher on the team you faced in the preseason? And on the other side, when you're pitching, who's the toughest at bat?
Probably Ryan Towers for me. I'm 0 for off of him, so he's pretty tough. And hitter, I mean, I'd like to say Riley, but I mean, I've never really faced him before, so. But yeah, it's everybody's a hard out, so.
When you're at bat, if you do strike out in inter squad, do they give you more heck than they do to the other batters because you're also part of the pitching room?
No, I wouldn't say they do. They we don't really try and take it into the locker room and say, I did this, you did this. So I mean, it's really just competing.
I think Danny said last year that like pitcher shutout or something. There's like a pitcher's home run derby. Are you going to be excluded from those? Like, is that unfair advantage for you?
Yeah, I think I will be. I don't think I'll be taking the BP during that.
Just kind of curious, like, if you talked to Agnos or Burley or any of those other two-way guys about what it's like to be a two-way guy here?
I really haven't. I've thrown with Burley a few times, but I really haven't asked that many questions about two-waying.
Anything else for Cole?